I'm sitting around going, okay, what am I going to watch? So I watched a little bit of the Warrior game against the Wizards, the return of Jordan Poole. Then I look up NFL Network. They're showing the Ravens-Niners Super Bowl.
Oh my God.
And so, and it wasn't like the highlight version. It was the
Super Bowl. Full game.
It was the full game. And so I sat there and I watched it. And man, just watching that game, it was so interesting. For people who don't remember the Super Bowl was it 37? Super Bowl or 47 maybe?
47.
Ravens 34, Niners 31. The Ravens in this game got up 28-6. It was 28-6. And then the 49ers scored 17 points in 4 minutes and 10 seconds. I mean, it was wild. And,
Bro,
it's like we forget about so many aspects of that Harbaugh team. It wasn't that long ago in the Superdome. I was there that day, Harbaugh against Harbaugh. But watching that game, and I had a couple of thoughts that I wanted to share with you on this game, Coach, because I was looking at it and I'm like, wow, look at this game. There's so many
Walker more.
So many interesting aspects of that game. One of the things was that, first of all, Kaepernick just made some absolutely amazing throws.
He outplayed Joe. He threw for like 300 yards that game. He snapped.
Kaepernick in this game was really, really good. I mean, Kaepernick was 16 of 28 for 302 yards. He had the one touchdown, the one pick. He was sacked 3 times. He ran 7 times, though, for 62 yards and a touchdown. But, man, I mean, first of all, it was only his 10th NFL start. And he had just such the ridiculous gun.
Dude, how many times are we doing that with San Fran, bro? Like, we always have the young guy who just came in, who's leading. That's almost kind of like our destiny. Great throws.
He was so good in this game. He made so many laser throws. But just a couple of the observations I had from watching that game, and then I got to get your thoughts. The refs on the Jacoby Jones 108-yard kickoff return, the fact that they missed 2 guys just absolutely sandwiching Bruce Miller. It was one of the most horrible blown call situations. I think
I'm watching it now.
In the Super Bowl. Just absolutely 2 guys sandwiching him as Jacoby Jones runs right through Bruce Miller's lane, 108 yards for a touchdown. That thing should have been called back. It was the most blatant hold I think you'll ever see. Then the other thing that stood out, Dante Whitner and Deshaun Goldson were just absolutely smacking people. Then I miss those days of Goldson and Whitner.
Saints, remember when Whitner hit?
Destroying.
Dog, do you remember when Dante Whitner hit? What was Cuz from the Saints? The running back? Pierre Thomas.
Yeah.
My God.
He gave him a night.
Now we're suspending guys for the rest of the season for bang bang plays.
But Goldson and Whitner, just every single hit would get them suspended now.
Dude, if they played today, there will be police officers waiting for them on the sidelines after the game. They'd be arrested. Like, no locker rooms, no fines. Arraign them.
It was
he's got to get locked up.
It was such a crazy game. Hard-hitting game. The momentum swing was amazing. 17 Niner points in 4 minutes and 10 seconds. The game went from 28-6 to 28-23. The other thing that was really interesting, Alex Smith, showing that game again, really talked a ton to Kaepernick a lot between series. I mean, you could see, lengthy conversations.
Pacing him through.
That was really an aid to Kaepernick, is how cerebral Smith was, because Smith is one of the smartest quarterbacks. And it just makes me think that Smith would be a great quarterback coach. Just seeing the way, he was talking to Kaepernick on the sideline of this game. Delaney Walker had just an absolute destruction of Jacoby Jones on one of the kickoff returns.
Bro, we should have used Delaney Walker more. I said we should have used him more.
He was awesome. Uh-oh. Coach froze.
In that game. Where's the
Uh-oh. Coach, we're getting you on at least I'm seeing you on the frozen side. Not sure if you're frozen on your end, but you're frozen on our end.
Are you getting me now?
Yeah, I get you now. Yeah.
Yeah. But Delaney Walker, man, we're good.
Yeah.
We was only targeted 4 times, three receptions for 48 yards, man, on a longer 28. I mean, I've always thought that if we had a little bit more of an open mindset of like a 2 tight end set with Delaney and Vernon both on the field at the same time, we could have been that much more explosive. And Delaney was physical enough to be on the field in the run game, right? He was a good blocker. So,
I mean, the 49ers were going to win that game, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, they really were going to win that game. I mean, they had over 100 more yards. They were the more athletic team. And just watching that again, they get to 1st and goal on the Frank Gore run. There's like 2 minutes and 25 seconds left. They're at the 7-yard line. Coach,
what quarter is this?
This is the 4th quarter. This is at the end.
Oh, no. Like game. What time? I got the game in front of me.
Okay, so it's roughly like 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. The Niners have a long Frank Gore run. They get down to the 5 or the 7. Okay, it's 1st and goal. Well, the first play, they call a Kaepernick roll right. And, Coach, this is the Super Bowl. They're down 5. Kaepernick rolls right. There's tons of space. If all he decided to do
just run forward,
just bury his head and go for the end zone, he easily could have run down to the 3-yard line or the 2-yard line on 1st and goal, right? Instead, he rolls right, and then throws the most uncatchable bullet of a pass to Crabtree and it ricochets off him. But I mean, you had a chance
at the corner. It's right at the front pylon.
Yeah, and he had a chance to run for the touchdown. Did he run for the touchdown? No, he throws a bullet on the run, incomplete. The most uncatchable ball of all time. That's 1st down. Then they get to the 2-minute warning. Okay. So now already this old Raven defense, which and Coach, when you watched Kaepernick had one run on this drive, the Ravens had nothing left. They had no speed on the field.
Dude, they were this is what kills me.
Dead. They were
limping through this game. We exploded with 17 points in the 3rd. They only had 13 points in the 2nd half. They were limping through this game.
But I mean, on this last drive, Kaepernick ran for a 1st down. Nobody really chased him. You could see like how slow the Ravens were. They get down to 1st and goal on this Gore run, and they should have probably just handed it to Gore again, who didn't have a great game, but he was starting to heat up in the 4th quarter. Instead, they call the quarterback rollout, which is totally fine. Cap, though, should have ran it down to the 2 on the 1st and goal play. Instead, he throws incomplete. So now you're 2nd and goal. Now you're at the 2-minute warning. So now this old defense gets to take a breath. And then the 49ers can't get the next play called in time. Harbaugh has to call a timeout.
I'm looking at it.
So now not only do the 49ers
they get a blow and they get a chance to regroup.
Warning, they get the 2-minute warning, and then they get another timeout. They gave an old defense 2 clock stoppages at the
Larry,
end of
I'm looking at that play. There was nowhere for Cap to go.
But he's 6'3", and there was room for him to run at least 3 yards.
All right, so I'm looking at it. 2-minute warning, 2nd and goal. Right now. Oh, look how good Jim looks. All right.
Is this the play where he throws it away?
Yeah, this has to be. So it's 2nd and goal, 2-minute warning, 34-29. On this drive, the Niners have had 4 rushes, 2 passes for 75 yards in 2 minutes and 19 seconds. They flew down the field.
Right. They flew down the field. They had so much time. They got down to the 5-yard line with plenty of time. They should have won that game for freaking fun. Instead, they had the 2-minute warning. Ravens get a timeout and a chance to rest. Then the Niners can't get the play called in time. Harbaugh's got to call a timeout. Huge gaff, giving the Ravens another rest. Then the third gaff is Kaepernick rolls right and should have just
You're right. He could have ran. He could have ran because Delaney Walker's out in front to block. He's not even going out there.
Right.
Yeah. He could have
just run. You would have gotten at least to the 3. You might have. I think he probably would have scored, to be honest. But at least run the ball there. No, he doesn't run. Then they get to 3rd and goal, and
all right, I'm looking at it now.
Give me the 3rd and goal play. Wasn't it a pass to Crabtree?
Hold on. So they got the roll to the right. You're seeing right here, Kaepernick scanning over the top. Delaney Walker's blocking. He throws to the front pylon to Crabtree, bounces off of his chest.
Yeah,
nothing.
It was just a rocket.
Yeah. But it was there. He could have caught that.
But I mean, it was a rocket. It was
a rocket. All right, 3rd and goal. They clocked it.
3rd and goal, and they're at
1:55 left.
And they're at the what? The 7 or the 5?
Niners are at the 5. Looking in
5-yard line on 3rd and goal.
Okay, so we're on the far left hash. All right, so we got to the field to the left. I mean, we got the boundary to the field to the right and the boundary to the left. We got stacked. Who's that? Is that Randy and Crabtree at the bottom stacked? Randy Moss and Crabtree are stacked to the bottom, and Delaney Walker's coming in motion with Frank Gore on the right-hand side of Kaepernick. They come down. Delaney Walker stays on left-hand side. They come back. Kaepernick checks. They're doing a check. They call blitz. The Ravens. Oh, no. It's blown dead.
That's the timeout.
They
call a timeout.
Yeah.
So now it's the second timeout. So now the Ravens are getting another blow.
They're getting another blow.
And then they threw but I mean, my point was just that they had 1st and goal. They had Gore and they had a running quarterback against an old defense. And instead they throw a fade to Crabtree on 4th down, and the 3rd down pass.
Oh, then they threw another 3rd down pass. That was horrible. He had no shot. He was nowhere near. The 3rd down pass was an out to Randy.
Yeah, they go to Randy, and I mean, it's like it was another
bullet pass. Yeah, Randy had to fall to the ground to get it. He had no shot. If he caught it, he's falling.
I mean, Frank Gore's your Hall of Famer. Kaepernick was running beautifully. The Niners gagged that one, man. I mean, seriously, that was a gag, and just horrible clock management too, calling a timeout. And then the 2-minute warning and watching.
No, that was to Crabtree. That wasn't to Randy.
The Ravens were absolutely reeling in that game. But you know what's interesting watching it was that Kaepernick doesn't have the accuracy or the anticipatory throws that Purdy has. He almost threw a pick 6 earlier in the game. But he had just an absolute rocket. I mean, he had a tremendous arm and great foot speed. He didn't have the Purdy accuracy. He didn't make those anticipation throws like Brock does. But man, I mean, Kaepernick was just so talented. That Niner team was so hard hitting. I mean, it was just
one of the most physical teams that I've ever seen play.
And one of the most physical games too. But the Niners were better than the Ravens that day. They really were. That was a tough one.
In today's league, Jimmy Smith, this is what's crazy, is that bailed Jimmy Smith out. That was a hold.
That was a hold. Totally.
But the ball was uncatchable.
But they didn't. That's not what they ruled. They ruled that it wasn't a hold.
No, that
should have been a defensive
clear hold.
Yeah, but they're not going to call that on the final play of the game. You know what I mean?
If you had made it catchable.
Yeah, possibly, but I mean, it's like the refs hate to be, to make that kind of an impact.
And you can see that Crabtree, he misread that ball. You can see that he throttles down like 3 yards into the red zone, into the end zone, and the ball, Cap doesn't even put any air on it. He just chucks it out there.
Let's look at this chat. Ellis says this 2023 team is better than the 2019 or the 2012 team.
You're tripping.
Well, I'll say this. I think this team
is clearly
better.
The 2012 defense couldn't even play in today's NFL.
Well, I mean, but they got gashed at times by Anquan Bolden in this game. I mean, Chris Culliver got roasted. But yeah, the Niners safety play back then was just ridiculously hard hitting. And then Willis and Bowman at their height, Aldon Smith at his best. Brooks was huge in this game. Brooks, remember, we forget about Brooks, but Brooks was was terrific in this game. So, I mean, the Niners, I would say that if you said, how would you rank these teams? I think
and our 2012 team special teams was nasty. You forgetting the Tony Montana squad?
Well, and Ted
You're
Ginn.
tripping.
Ted Ginn, it was a blur. He had an incredible
CJ Spillman. Like, we had dogs on special teams, bro. Like, stop playing. Like, this 2012.
Costanzo.
Yeah, that 2012 team was raw. Yeah. That was a raw-ass squad.
There was a ton of talent there. I would say this 2023 team is better, definitely, than the 2019 team. Because I just think that the Niner D-line now is better. I think Brock's better than Jimmy. I think the weapons right now are you didn't have McCaffrey in 2019. As far as the 2012 team, man, the 2012 team was really good. The only thing that bugged me about that 2012 team is that some of the usage, like LaMichael James at certain, like on that 1st and goal play. So Gore rumbles down. That's what it was. The 1st and goal play was the handoff to LaMichael James. Yeah. You get Frank Gore rumbles down and goes like almost untouched down to the 5-yard line. And then the very next play, instead of handing it to Frank Gore, they hand it to LaMichael James. And he gets stuffed.
I mean, when you put it like that, what you're trying to uncover is, if you go with the 2019 team and the 2012 team, where do you go with the coaching? Who gets the coaching nod to you?
Shanahan.
Right.
I mean, I go Shanahan because I'm
not over Roman.
Well,
no,
I mean,
you can't put Roman over Kyle.
Yeah, no. I mean, the Niners offense right now is so much better than that offense. If you said, like, that's why I like the Niners to win.
I take Michael Patti in a heartbeat, though.
Yeah, I mean, that 49er offensive line with Yapati, you had Staley in his prime. You had Yapati and Anthony Davis, Jonathan, and you had Goodwin at center.
Come on, man.
Boone,
Goodwin, Staley, Upati. Come on, man. That's
a good line. It's a good line. You didn't have Trent Williams, but that's a really, really good line. And
you could have Trent. I'll take the 2012 offensive line over this offensive line any day.
I wish the Niners had Delaney on this team.
It wouldn't be fair.
Tight end, because they had Vernon and Delaney, and Delaney was really good.
If Delaney Walker plays today, it'd be like having Njoku in a sense.
Yeah.
Delaney Walker is a very underrated player. One of my favorite tight end guys. Like, I'm telling you, man, Delaney Walker was a guy. There's a couple of guys that if they were on this team today,
Golson and Whitner were just ridiculous.
Where do you play them?
Well, I mean, I'm taking one of those guys. I mean,
I would take Golson at linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, in today's game, you could play those guys as linebackers.
They're linebackers today.
Whitner was a vicious hitter.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you look at all of the safeties, and the straight henchmen that we knew 10 to 15 years ago. They're all pro linebackers if they play today, right? What's Fred Warner is regarded as the best linebacker in the NFL. That's like what people say. Okay, what's Fred Warner's measurables? He's what, 6'3", 230?
6'3", probably 230, roughly 230, 235.
That's Sean Taylor, man.
Oh, I know.
That's Sean Taylor. Like, imagine if that's Cam Chancellor.